What's going on, Jets fans? Welcome into NYJ today. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down my top 5 predictions for the New York Jets in the 2021 NFL Draft. Let's get after it. Just a quick couple of announcements that I want to get out of the way before we start the video. We will be doing a live stream for the NFL Draft. I hope you guys consider checking us out and coming and hanging out with us, talking Jets, talking NFL Draft. We're really fired up to be doing this. It's going to be a lot of fun, so hope to see you guys in the comments. Also, we are going to be doing our giveaway for the NFL Draft the night before, and it's for our Wednesday weekly live stream that we do every week. We're going to give away the $50 gift card to the Jets shop. So if you have not subscribed, guys, this is pretty much your last opportunity. And again, we're just thankful for all of the support on the channel. That is why we are doing this giveaway. My first prediction for the New York Jets and the NFL Draft, I have the Jets drafting offensive lineman Tevin Jenkins out of Oklahoma State University. This is a 35 career start guy. He played left tackle, and right guard while in college. He brings a ton of versatility, 6'6", 315 pounds, plays with a nastiness, a complete edge on that offensive line. And again, this is the kind of player that Joe Douglas just salivates over. Versatility and nastiness. And I think that if we were to draft him, he's the kind of player that could slide in at guard. And then once maybe George Fant is at the end of his career with the New York Jets, we can kind of push him back out to right tackle. And again, we need offensive linemen. We need help at that position. We need to protect our quarterback at the number 2 overall spot. The question, I believe, is not necessarily if the Jets would be interested in him, because we know if he were there at 23, the Jets are taking him all day, every day. I think the question is will Joe Douglas pull the trigger and maybe trade up just slightly to make sure that he lands this guy? And I think that if he is available, if Tevin is available in that 16 to 19 range, I would be shocked if Joe Douglas didn't try to make a move up. And so that is my first prediction. I believe the Jets are going to try to make a move to trade up for this guy if he is available in that range. My second prediction for the NFL Draft and our New York Jets, I believe the Jets will not draft a running back in the 2021 NFL Draft. Now, I know some of you are going to be upset by this and you're going to say things like, oh, well, why don't you want to support our quarterback and give him all the weapons that he needs? And I get it, and I agree with you, and I hear you. So just keep in mind that this is not necessarily what I would do if I were the general manager. This is just what I think Joe Douglas will do. And so having said that, when you look at the stable of running backs that we have currently on the team, we have young guys. We have LaMichael Pirine, who we just drafted in the 2020 NFL Draft. We have Ty Johnson, who played some last year and looked pretty good. Lots of explosiveness, really solid hands as well. We have Josh Adams, who we signed, and he's been playing a little bit and looked pretty good at certain times as well. And then we have Tevin Coleman coming from the Shanahan offense, and he's the veteran of the group. So right now there's a really nice blend on the team already. And when you look at the Jets right now, currently the way they're structured, we need to be building the offensive line before we need to be investing in a running back. And so would it be nice to be able to draft a running back and really just get somebody that's very explosive? Of course. But I think first and foremost, we need to build the line and we need to make sure that we are opening up adequate rushing lanes for our running backs. That's what's going to lead to the big plays, opening up these garage door size holes for our running backs to run through. And so that is my second prediction. The New York Jets will not draft a running back in the 2021 NFL Draft. My third prediction for the New York Jets in this NFL Draft, I believe that Joe Douglas is going to be looking for, and Robert Saleh for that matter, are going to be looking for a linebacker with sideline to sideline speed. I think of a lot of different players in this draft that really fit the mold that the Jets are going to be looking for. There's Dylan Moses from Alabama, Jabril Cox from LSU and North Dakota State University, Baron Browning from Ohio State University, and even Micah Parsons from Penn State. And I just look at it and I think to myself that Robert Saleh probably covets linebackers with all of the burst, the acceleration, and just that ability to impact the running game and the passing game. And so I don't know when it's going to happen in the NFL draft. I'd be kind of surprised if they took a linebacker at 23 overall. But I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that the Jets take a linebacker pretty early in this draft. Second and third round is where I kind of project where they will do this. And again, I just think that it makes too much sense, because when you look at our existing linebackers of C.J. Mosley and Jarrad Davis, we really don't have much else in that core to really make an impact on defense. So that is my third prediction for the New York Jets. My fourth prediction for the New York Jets in this NFL draft: I do not believe the New York Jets will be drafting center Creed Humphrey from Oklahoma University. Now, this is going to break a lot of Jets fans' hearts, and I get that. I really like Creed Humphrey as a prospect, so don't get me wrong here. I still really like him. I had him in my first mock draft for the New York Jets, but I've changed my mind as of late. I think that the New York Jets are actually going to be very interested in trading up from 23 for a player like Elijah Vera Tucker if he slips a little bit, or for a player like Tevin Jenkins if he slips a little bit as well. If those two guys are off the board, which is very possible, I think that Joe Douglas is going to try to trade back. And if he trades back, there are teams like Pittsburgh that are waiting in the wings to be able to replace Mike Pouncey, and the Green Bay Packers as well, looking to replace Corey Linsley as well, who they lost in free agency. So this isn't really a prediction of me saying I don't like Creed Humphrey and that Joe Douglas doesn't like Creed Humphrey. It's more or less the positioning that I think Joe Douglas is going to do in the NFL draft. And then there's also the opportunity and the possibility that Joe Douglas takes a cornerback at the 23rd overall spot. So, having listed all of those reasons, that is why I do not believe that Creed Humphrey will be a New York Jet after the NFL draft. My fifth and final prediction for the New York Jets heading into the draft is twofold. The first part is that I believe that these 10 picks that we have currently is going to change. We could have less draft picks. We could also acquire more draft picks for this draft and for future drafts. I think that Joe Douglas is going to be wheeling and dealing, kind of like he did in the 2020 NFL draft. It wouldn't surprise me at all if he decides to trade back with either 23 or 34. So just keep in mind, there's going to be movement in the draft, and I think that's something that we can really safely hang our hats on. The second part of this prediction is that Joe Douglas is not going to be using all of these picks with the thought in mind that this guy can become a future starter. I think we need to wrap our heads around that we could use some of our mid-round picks to draft some depth. We drafted guys like James Morgan to be a backup quarterback. We drafted guys like Michael Pirine to be a backup running back on this team. You could even make the argument that he used third-round picks on backups last year. So just understand that there are a lot of picks to be made. We have 10 currently right now in this draft, and it's very, very possible that we see him making moves for players that we know right away, okay, this guy's going to probably be a backup, and that's not a bad thing. We're not building a starting unit, we're building a roster, and we want this team to be able to have success. We want our quarterback to have success, and having different players play different roles is extremely important to the future success of this team. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching NYJ today. If you could all do me a favor and jet up the like button on this video, and if you're new here and you enjoyed the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. We do appreciate all of the support that you guys have given us. We look forward to seeing you in our live stream for the NFL draft. Let me know what you guys think about my top 5 predictions for the New York Jets draft in the comments section. Go Jets, and I'll see you guys next time.